Have you ever wondered if there's more to the world than meets the eye? What if I told you that humanity has been trapped in an invisible prison, controlled by unseen forces for millennia? No, this isn't some science fiction plot. It's a concept buried deep within ancient teachings, especially in the Gnostic texts. The idea of Archons, powerful malevolent entities, who have been manipulating humanity for centuries, hiding in plain sight. Why do so many religious and spiritual traditions point to the idea of unseen forces controlling us? And why were these teachings suppressed and buried by the very institutions that have shaped our world for centuries? Stick around, because in this video we will explore the hidden warnings of the Gnostic teachings and the Archons, the invisible prison that has been holding us captive. But before we dive in, if you're intrigued by this topic, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We'll be unveiling secrets that have been hidden from you for ages. To understand why this matters, we need to take a step back. Picture this. Ancient civilizations like the Egyptians, Greeks, and Persians, with their gods, mysteries, and hidden knowledge. But there was one group that stood apart from the rest, the Gnostics. They weren't concerned with traditional religious practices. Instead, they believed that true spiritual knowledge, gnosis, was the key to liberation from the material world. The Gnostics believed that the world we perceive with our senses is an illusion, a cage that traps our consciousness. So, where do the Archons come in? The Gnostics claimed that these malevolent entities, known as Archons, are the true architects of this illusion. They are the keepers of the invisible prison, shaping our reality, distorting our perceptions, and even controlling our actions. But here's where it gets even more interesting. These Archons were not just figments of mythology. The Gnostics believed they were real, and their influence is still present today. Many Gnostic texts, like the Apocryphon of John and the Gospel of Judas, describe the Archons as beings who have locked humanity in a material world, away from the divine light. They are said to feed on our negative emotions, our fear, and our suffering. And the worst part? Most of us don't even realize we're being controlled by them. So, why were these teachings suppressed? Well, for centuries, the mainstream religious institutions, especially early Christianity, sought to silence the Gnostic teachings. Why? Because these teachings threatened the very structure of power that they had built. The Gnostics offered a path of self-liberation, where true spiritual knowledge could free people from the tyranny of the material world and its rulers, the Archons. If you're finding this topic intriguing, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss the rest of this deep dive into the Archons and how they're influencing our lives today. The Archons, who are they really? Now, let's talk more about the Archons. In Gnostic texts, the Archons are described as powerful, invisible beings that keep humanity trapped in the cycle of birth, death, and reincarnation. They're not just spiritual entities. They are a force that directly impacts our reality. Think of them as a form of control, like a puppet master pulling the strings of every thought, action, and emotion we have. In some texts, the Archons are depicted as cold, mechanical beings, ruthless, unfeeling, and operating outside the boundaries of love and compassion. Others describe them as masquerading as gods, angels, or even higher beings to maintain their control over humanity. Imagine this. We've been taught that these higher powers are our protectors, but in reality, they are the ones keeping us in line. But here's where it gets fascinating. Modern science has started to draw parallels between the concept of the Archons and the mind control mechanisms we see in society today. Have you ever wondered why negative thoughts can seem to take over your mind, or why so many people feel trapped in patterns of suffering and dissatisfaction? It's almost as if we're being programmed, and it's no coincidence. This is the hidden work of the Archons. If you're following along and starting to question everything around you, remember to share this video with others who might be curious. Let's spread the truth together. The Archons and the illusion of the material world. What the Gnostics believed is that the material world we live in isn't the true reality. This world, the one we can touch, taste, and feel, is a distraction, a grand illusion that keeps us from experiencing our true spiritual nature. The Archons are the rulers of this illusion, the ones who shape our desires, our fears, and even our understanding of reality. In today's world, this idea can feel more relevant than ever. Think about the constant bombardment of advertisements, social media feeds, and news cycles. Everywhere you look, there's something trying to pull your attention, shape your desires, and make you feel like you're not enough. Could it be that the Archons have evolved? Instead of ruling from some distant ethereal plane, they now manipulate us through technology, media, and consumerism. The Gnostics believed that to break free from this illusion, one needed to awaken to their true nature. This is where the concept of gnosis comes into play, the knowing of a self, the knowledge of who you truly are, and the realization that you are not your body or your mind. You are a spark of divine light, and once you understand this, the Archons lose their grip on you. But how do we break free from this illusion? The answer is simple, yet profound: self-awareness. The more you question the world around you and seek the deeper truth, the more you begin to uncover the layers of this prison. If this is resonating with you, take a moment to subscribe and share this video. Let's wake up to the truth together. The Gnostic warning: how to escape the Archon's grip. The Gnostics left us with a clear warning. If we don't wake up, the Archons will continue to control us. But they also gave us the tools to escape their grip. It all comes down to awakening the divine spark within. This process involves going beyond the material world and focusing on the spiritual. It means recognizing that the suffering we experience isn't part of the divine plan. It's the result of being trapped in the Archon's illusion. One of the most powerful Gnostic practices is meditation, connecting with the inner self to access deeper states of awareness. By doing this, we can begin to free ourselves from the Archon's control. The Gnostics also emphasize the importance of inner transformation. It's not enough to simply reject the world around us. We must change ourselves, evolve spiritually, and embrace a higher state of consciousness. In today's world, it's not always easy to see the influence of the Archons, but they are everywhere. The systems we live in, the societal pressures we face, and even the internal battles we struggle with, they are all part of the illusion. The key to freedom lies within you. By awakening to your true self and rejecting the false narratives that surround us, you can break free from the invisible prison the Archons have built. So, what does this all mean for you? The Gnostic teachings warn us that we've been living in a prison of our own making. The Archons have shaped our reality, keeping us distracted, controlled, and unaware of our true potential. But the good news is that this prison is not permanent. By awakening to the truth, you can break free from their control and reclaim your divine power. Ask yourself, what if everything you thought you knew about the world was wrong? What if you were meant to be more, do more, and experience life in a way that transcends this illusion? This is the journey of self-discovery and awakening, the path to freedom from the Archon's grasp. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you felt the pull of these unseen forces in your own life? How do you think we can break free from this invisible prison? Let's keep the conversation going. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the Archons and the Gnostic warning, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Together, we can uncover the truth and awaken to a new reality.